Welcome to Premier 2022. We're so glad you're here. You're actually in the biology department meeting. So I'm actually Dr. Dean. I'm the bio undergrad program director. So all things undergraduate courses, degree plans, et cetera, I'm your contact person for that, okay? Moving forward when you get to Baylor. Always just know my name, send me an email. I also have today some of our bio ambassadors. Bio student ambassadors are a liaison between faculty of biology and the students of biology, whether you're a prospective student such as yourself or all of our current students that we have enrolled right now. Here are our bio ambassadors. And today I forgot to look. I think I have Rithvik, Quinn, Madison, and I'm not sure if Kyle rejoined me. I think he did. You'll see you'll see these individuals at the end when we get to the Q&A. For right now, if you have a question, please put it into chat, and the bio ambassadors that are joining me right now will answer any of your questions. So Baylor Biology, what's it about? Our mission statement is understanding our world, healing our world. We're not just about healthcare, cancer biology. We're about ecology. We're about the environment and different other areas of research science. So we really are a one-stop shopping type of department that does a vast amount of research. So you're here today because you're interested in a biology degree. So what can you do with that? So I know a lot of you want to be a medical doctor or maybe a dentist or a PA or optometrist or, but there's so many other things you can do. And I'm going to tell you from this very slide, get a degree, but have plan B, C, and D. I want a biology degree and I'm pre-med bound, but I'm also interested in this, and I also can do this and this and this with my degree. That's an important thing. You need to have more than just your first career path, because you don't know what you're really going to be when you grow up. Trust me, as someone sitting here as Baylor Biology, UPD, this was not on my radar, okay? And I'm thrilled in my career. So what does a biology degree plan look like? We have various concentrations, and this is the link to those concentration sheets. It's way too vast and too much information to go through. So I'm going to give you the short story. So you enter Baylor as a freshman, okay, looking for a Bachelor of Science. So when you're a sophomore, not right now, not tomorrow, not in August, not even in December, you're going to have 60 hours in residence and have a C or better in all your freshman sequence courses, and then you choose your concentration: integrative biology, cell and molecular, or biology of global health. Now, some of you may be sitting in this meeting and you want to be a science teacher in high school. We have a degree plan for that as well, but that's not the degree plan you should venture into if you're interested in going to a professional school, okay? That's for the other three concentrations. So integrative biology, or IB concentration, it's a really strong, diverse background in the biological sciences. You can go on to do all types of career with this firm foundation in a vast expanse of different biology courses. Here are some that are listed that are within that degree concentration. Cell and molecular is very popular with any student that wants to go into research or wants to go into healthcare, because here's the thing, this is a very strong concentration with cell biology and molecular biology, okay? And here are some of the actual courses that you could encounter when you do this degree plan. And just for a shout out, I teach histology. So in your senior year, histology is actually using microscopes to understand the cell, tissues, and organs of the body. Lastly, but not leastly, we have the biology of global health. This is becoming ever more popular since we've entered a pandemic the past 2 years. This is really taking the entire globe itself into consideration. Anything about people, about animals, as well as the environment that they live in, the air, the water, the soil. All of this has to be healthy, the entire globe, for each one of us to be healthy. Now, this does have a GPA requirement, And I don't go into a lot of details for that, but you'll find it at the link. And this is going to change over this summer. We're going to revamp this actual concentration because it used to have an application and it was real bulky and awkward. But it does have a GPA requirement of around 3.5 to enter it. Here's some of the courses that are listed that students are interested in. P.S. I also teach immunology. Another shout out to one of my senior classes. Now, the last concentration is science education. Like I said, this is really for students who are interested in become a secondary education science teacher. So much needed out there and such a rewarding career, I can assure you. So what does Baylor Biology have to offer? So here's class sizes. If you take a tour, you hear a lot about class sizes. And I'm going to be honest with you. When you enter as a freshman, you're going to be in much larger classes. Biology doesn't just teach biology students. We teach any student that is a major, science major, or non-major that needs a bio course. Okay, so you can imagine how many students across campus. There may be 1,300 biology majors, but we teach 5, 6, 7,000 students from across campus majors every academic year. As you go up, sophomore, junior, senior classification, that's when your classes get smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay. We have study abroad programs. So this is something that Baylor is really getting more on their radar, and they're encouraging more in our students during your undergraduate experience. Biology itself has the Baylor Pre-Health in Dublin. It's located at the University College in Dublin. Pandemic kind of stymied our efforts for a while, but now we finally this semester have students right there, right now in Dublin, taking part in the study abroad program. And so here's the link to that if you're interested in it and the application process, etc. Baylor in Brazil are run by Doctors Doyle and Doyle. So male Dr. Doyle was a former Baylor biology department head, and his wife is actually the department head in the public health department. So they together do a public health outreach in medically underserved communities within Brazil. This is a summer program. They take 20 or so students. If you're interested in that kind of thing, please check this link. I will say that at the beginning of this, in the chat, Madison, one of the bio ambassadors, actually put in the PDF to this presentation, so you can have access to all of these links. If you have trouble finding it, do not worry. We'll put it again at the end, okay? So a lot of individuals that come to the premiere event have asked us about undergrad research. So this is the link to all undergrad research, but let's talk about biology undergrad research. We have programs called CURES. CURES is the acronym for course-based undergraduate research experience. And so there's very specific ones that occur with courses, but what's happened in the last couple of years is Dr. Adair actually has taken control of our intro levels Bio 1105 course and Bio 1106 course. So these are the labs to Bio 1 and Bio 2 intro courses. And she's restructured them to reflect a CURES type of experience. During the various CURES, you have opportunities to do presentations via poster, the actual platform speaking presentation, publications, as well as go to conferences. It depends on which CURE you're in. Dr. Harville runs the wetland cures. Dr. Adair, pictured here, runs the sea-phage cures. There's other cures. Doctors Abel and Dr. Minky actually run some genetic cures, and Madison was actually a part of those, and I'm not sure what other bio ambassadors have. There's other systems as well. So there's a vast amount of opportunities that are course related for you to get a little bit of exposure into research. We also have independent research experiences. Now, these are not associated with any course. These you will be embedded in an actual research lab with a faculty member whose main job and career is research, okay? So these are PIs in the various research labs at Baylor in the biology department. You can actually get affiliated with them. and do a 1V, 3V, or 4V9 research hour. And so it requires an association with that faculty member. You join their lab and you actually write a research proposal with them that you submit. And then you will be able to do presentations through, like I said, a talk presentation versus a poster presentation, perhaps publications, it depends on what work you're doing within their labs. Is you might be affiliated with various grad students and postdocs on various publications. You may get to go to conferences. It just depends on that experience within that lab and which lab you're in. We have some community outreach programs, and several of these with Dr. Harville actually allow you to interact with students in the local communities as well as further out in other communities to get elementary and middle school students interested in research, interested in science. It's summer experiences. If you go to the undergrad research website for Baylor, there's all types of research experiences that happen in the summer, and you do applications for those. And this one, the one I'm highlighting, is called Be True. It's the Baylor Transdisciplinary Research Undergrad Experience, Be True. Like I said, all of these are accessible on the different links that I've provided in this PDF. So what about Baylor success? College is hard, y'all. I'm not going to even sugarcoat it. Nobody should. You should know what you're getting into. Of course, it's hard. You're trying to be a medical doctor. You're trying to be a researcher and break ground in other fields. So we have a support office. We have supplemental instruction that'll be affiliated with many of your intro courses. They have tutors. They have a career center. First in line is for first generation. Shout out. That's what I was. First generation college students. Learning assistant programs is something biology specifically has. And then, of course, your biology student ambassadors. All of these and many, many things are also included to help you gain success on your academic journey through Baylor. Bio Success Seminar is something we used to do the first week of classes. I'm changing this for fall 2022. We're going to record what we would usually do for you. And our mission statement is always start strong. Start your semester strong. So these modules are good, and all kinds of different resources are going to be placed on your Canvas course page. And your faculty member will alert you to that. But when you get in those courses, you're like, oh yeah, Dr. Dean told us about that in Premier. And here's some items that we will have. Here's some other items that other Premier students have asked us about. Biology course descriptions. The course catalog is your #1 thing to go to so that you're well informed. Your academic advisor will help you all along the way, but you must be an advocate for yourself as well. And your course catalog is super important. Pre-health office. If you're pre-med, pick a pre, the pre-health office has planners to make sure that you're checking all the courses that are required for you to apply. Biology scholarships, unfortunately, are only applicable to juniors and seniors, but you'll come back to this. Learning assistance programs, you may be a learning assistant once you finish your freshman year for biology. And then the Office of Undergrad Research, I put it here again. So if you need to contact us, please feel free. Instagram Bio Ambassadors, Instagram Biology Department, and then email is super important. You never really want to email a general bio undergrad. Email me. Email the undergrad program director, because that's a name and a face to that email. Same thing with the bio ambassadors. They're very good about checking this link. Now you can make virtual appointments in other various ways, as I'm sure they've informed you about. And now I'm going to turn it back over and let me be able to read what's been on the chat that all of you have been discussing while I've been yammering on. And I'm going to ask Madison to once more place the PDF of this, presentation on the chat feature so that you can actually access it. Okay, I'm looking over here now. So let's open it. This thing's acting a little crazy today. There we go. Let's open it to questions. Again, you have to do it in the chat feature. Sorry about that. Yeah, pretty much anything. As soon as you accept Baylor as your institution. You will be assigned an academic advisor. They will have a meeting with you. They'll know everything you're bringing in. If you have any types of various what your scores are, or what your other bio applicable type of I can't think, like a different types and levels of things you've done before that you want to transfer into Baylor. All of that will be taken care of through your academic advisor. They'll help you so much, and they make sure that you get a great firm first schedule so that you're not navigating this blind. It's scary. We know it's scary. That's why we have so many resources for you to make sure you're successful at it. It's hard to say acceptance rate. So many students take a gap year, gap 2 years. And so that's why it's extremely difficult once students matriculate away, that we're able to keep access to that type of thing. The whole thing is, I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Are y'all ready? You better make a 4.0. Sure, 3.9 maybe. It's really getting that, it's getting that challenging to get into a med school program, to get into a PA program. It's the most sought out degree, and it's the most sought out career path. And that's why I'm telling you, listen to Dr. Dean, have plan B, have plan C, okay? So we have the classes that are absolutely recognized in med schools, okay? If that's what you're asking me, Baylor University is recognized 100%. For some reason, my mouse isn't working. Average acceptance rate, okay. Sure. And that's the thing is 40% of the ones that apply. I don't know about reapplying. What else do we have here? Did I miss anything, y'all? My mouse went crazy. Of course it did. Anyone else have any other questions? I'm looking through. You can do dual majors, Baylor biology and chemistry. I don't know why a student does double majors, but that's totally up to you. But what you really need to do is get a firm sense of how much work, how much overlap is there, right? And so I recommend that a student gets into Baylor and gets started with their academics and then start adding things, right? You don't want to do too much too quickly and falter in your grades. You have to have a strong academic standing. You're here for grades number one, right? And those grades should lead to some career path that you're comfortable with, that you enjoy, that thrills you every day to get up and go do it, okay? And what if you don't get into med school? What's plan B? What's plan C? We think this is super important. What did I miss? Anything? It never fails, like the mouse is going crazy. So the pre-med track, med school is a career path. Biology is a discipline, it's a degree. Biochemistry is a degree. Aviation is a degree. Engineering is a degree, right? So really a pre whatever, that's a career path, not really a degree, right? And so keep that in your mind as you're making your choices. And we know it's scary, right? You're making big decisions right now, absolutely. And that's why we're giving you our information so you can contact us if you have further questions. What else do we have, bio ambassadors? Have I missed anything? Yell at me. Oh, I just thought you want to be a radiologist. Woo! So in biology, we teach the anatomy course, and Dr. Parizzi does a lot of diagnostic imaging, radiographs, MRIs, all of that stuff, right? So that's kind of like, that'll be like, as a senior, your first kind of exposure to that. Big fan. Okay, no more questions, still looking. I need to change batteries in my, okay, I'm just running through. Please ask us any other questions. Global health concentration is a real world practical experience. Here's the thing. Pandemic really cut into some stuff, but the faculty at Baylor University, Waco have affiliations with Baylor College of Medicine tropical diseases researchers. So before we had the pandemic, it used to be part of that degree that you had to go do a practicum over the summer in one of those labs. It's not a requirement now, but it's still a possibility, okay? Because all of our faculty still have those associations and affiliations at the tropical disease Department of Tropical Diseases at Baylor College of Medicine. So it's really something that you could look into early and get associated with those labs like over the summers. What else we got? We also have a lot of, not study abroad programs, but we have like every spring break, now that the pandemic finally settled, every spring break, students would go to various like public health outreaches and things, and they might go to the Dominican Republic. They may go within the States to Georgia or various other places. So there's a lot of opportunities like that as well, if that's what you're interested in. How do you get into the pre-med program? That's the thing, is like, you get a biology degree and you take that sheet from the pre-health office and you make sure you take all the courses that medical schools require for you to apply. Does that make sense? So pre-med is more of a career path, not a degree, right? You don't get a degree in pre-med. Does that make sense? Yep. The most important thing to plan and prepare for a med school career is make all A's. Can the bio ambassadors chime in on that?
Yeah, focus on your grades and do as well as possible, and that's going to increase your chances very, very well.
Freshman year, I'd really recommend not trying to get too much on your plate. Just really make your number one priority in college, just stabilizing your grades. And then everything else can come after that. And you can slowly kind of build on your extracurriculars and other stuff that you're doing after your grades are in order.
We have a question from a parent whose child is taking a test. Is this recorded and sent to them, Gabby?
Yes, y'all. So everyone that's registered for Premier will receive information later on to access the website that you're currently accessing all the links. We will have all of the recordings on there. So if you're not able to make a specific session or you can't attend all of the sessions throughout the day, you will have access to these links at a later time.
Perfect. We appreciate that. And then also, if you look in the chat feature, we've placed the PDF form of my presentation. So you have all those links and the things we talked about. So you can explore all those different websites. Oops. Well, our academic advisor. That's the thing. Dr. Sanker in the pre-health office, he manages all roads into med school. Med school and dental school are handled through that office, okay? But your advisors always help you along the way. You'll always have help from the pre-health office. Don't worry, you'll be taken care of. All you do is tell your advisor and they flag your account, and we all know what your career path is. Average MCAT score of Baylor students. I have no idea. That's not my thing. So that's not something that we feel like. We're confirming degrees, biology degree. We help you along your way and support you to your career path, but I don't have any place where the MCAT scores come up as part of a student's transcripts or anything like that. So I can't speak to that. Dr. Sanker may be able to in the pre-health office, but that's kind of beyond my knowledge base. The whole thing would be like, okay, what's a good score bio ambassadors for an MCAT?
Above a 510 is pretty good.
I would also say it kind of depends on what school you want to go to. There are ranges. So as long as you reach for the highest possible score, I think you should be okay.
Thank you all so much for answering that question. We're going to go ahead and wrap up, but I do recommend if you do have any specific questions about the pre-med program, there should be a pre-health session for you to attend. So I highly recommend going on there as well. And best advice is to reach out to your admissions counselor. Us in the admissions office are so excited to get to work with you throughout the process. And we are a great resource for all of your additional questions. Thank you all so much for joining us. I hope you have a great rest of the day. And with all the different sessions for Baylor Premier, thank you so much to the biology department for meeting with us today. But I hope you have a great day and stick 'em Bears.
Thank you. Y'all have a good day. Bye.